Hi there, Virgo. How are you guys doing? I really hope that this video finds you well. Welcome to your February reading. Back with me again, Anisa from the Inner Stereo. For those of you who aren't in my channel, hello. And for those of you who haven't in a long time, welcome back. So you might be wondering why I'm doing the tarot reading in a different format that I usually do. It's because previously I've done your reading, but then there's an audio issue that I just find out when I was editing your video. So I am recording this at this very last minute. Okay, so we're going to be doing a pick a card reading session. By the end of the reading, it's going to be how do they feel about you and what their energy currently is towards you in the month of February. Don't forget to check your sun, moon, rising, or Venus sign. Me personally, I resonate a lot more with my Venus sign rather than my sun sign, moon sign, rising sign, or what have you. And this is general reading, so the rules might get reversed, or the readings may or may not resonate with you guys. All right. So first and foremost, let's talk about your overall energy that I got while I was meditating before I start this reading. I feel that in this month of February, you guys are going to be steering clear away from the confusion that you probably has been having in the month of January or prior to this month, because I think the brain fogs and also the anxieties that you might be feeling, the low energy and low motivations that you've been feeling prior to this is going to be lifted, because there's going to be a helping hand coming into your way. And it could be in a form of a best friend, it could be in a form of like anybody else, but there's going to be a helping hand, and that helping hand is going to be offering you and giving you the answer that you're actually going to be needing, and you're going to have like the aha moment. Oh my god, so that's the solution to my problem. Now that I understand the whole thing, now I know how to move forward with that. So you might be dealing with a Cancer or Pisces, or you might be dealing with a Scorpio. You might be dealing with a fire sign in here, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. You might be dealing with a Capricorn. You might be dealing with an air sign, Gemini, Aquarius, Libra, or you could be dealing with a Gemini or a fellow Virgo like yours. A little bit of a water sign in here in the future as well. But that's all I'm getting for the now. So what is the overall challenge, especially in your relationship sector, is the lack of something new, is the lack of something different, is the lack of like, yep, this, you know, like when you're running the marathon and then you're supposed to be giving forward the stick that you have, like this, there's the lack of that. There's a lack of ping pong. There's a lack of continuations and when it comes to the relationship. And I'm not going to say that you guys don't have the will to continue or don't have the will to work on this, but it's more about the motivations behind it itself. Is kind of like quite hard to get it from your side and also from your partner. And then there is also a pressing issue that has not been solved quite as of yet. There needs to be some transformations along the way in your relationship sector in order for both of you to proceed and move on to the next chapter. I feel that to some of you, though, as well, the relationship between in here contains one person who is extremely avoidant. It's like you have two people who are turning their backs against one another. Let's talk about the past for a while. Yeah, there has been like a little bit of a communications issue in there in the past. You feel the need to get your voice be heard, and then you are starting to demand them of something, or you're starting to kind of like show your vulnerability side and your optimism about how things should work and how things should go in a relationship. But unfortunately, this person didn't really take it well. They feel that whatever it is that you did in the past, that because you kind of like meant well, by doing that. You kind of like meant, well, maybe this is the things that we should be doing in order for this relationship to move forward in the way that we want it to. But I feel that the way that you communicated it to them kind of like triggers some issues that they have because they feel attacked. Okay? But you mean well because you're the magician. You try to make things work, but they feel attacked. So there is like a little bit of miscommunications in here. And I think that this person isn't really somebody who, when they feel attacked and when they feel triggered, instead of communicating with you in open and honest communications, they decided to just kind of like retreat. Probably you would, this person is ghosting you or giving you like a little bit of a silent treatment, but they just go silent. And they're just waiting, like a passive participant of this relationship. And that kind of like makes you lazy as well. Like, oh, like I tried. Like that's kind of like your ways of thinking. Well, I tried and you don't want to. Okay, fine. Then I'm also going to be withholding. I'm also going to be withdrawing my energy. I'm also going to be withdrawing my investment. And I'm also going to be withdrawing my work out of this relationship. It's fine. It's okay. And then you decided to just be focusing a lot more in your work and a lot more in your life. I think in the past you were also trying to set boundaries with this person. This person feels very attacked though. Like, I don't know, like maybe the way that you guys communicated with them or the demand that you've had for them or whatever it is that you communicate with them kind of like triggers the uncomfortable emotions that they've been trying to repress. They feel that you guys like offended or insulted or you guys personally attacked them in some ways. But you meant well, like you didn't have any type of malicious intentions behind it when you did that. You were like, I think that's one of the things that we should be doing. I think that's one of the things that I need to be doing in order for me to have, a good relationship here. So in and now you guys are going to try to set boundaries again. I feel that whatever problems that you've been having in the past still has not been solved as of yet. And I feel that both of you and your partner, especially if you guys are only dealing with one person, you have a tendency to tiptoe around that subject. So it's like treading carefully, walking on eggshells, and trying as much as you could to not discuss that matter anymore. But you're different right now because you feel the need to kind of like establish your positions in this relationship as well. Because you see, I do know like a lot of Virgos, and the Virgos, because they're so focused on active services and you guys have like the most generous heart there is, like you do have a tendency to overextend. And then I feel that you don't want to be bled dry again, because I feel that either with this person or the person previously to this, from this person, somebody bled you dry and you swear to God that you're never ever going to be allowing that to happen to you again. So you try to establish your positions in here. Okay, I'm going to be given, but I have boundaries. You're going to have few achievement in your life in February that's going to make you feel good about yourself as well, which is good. But this person, I think you're dealing with somebody whose throat chakra is a little bit blocked in a way that they kind of like want to protest about how things are in the now. But instead of confronting you and talking to you directly about it, they became wishy-washy. They come in and they go, or probably they give you a full-on silent treatment, or they stonewall you, or they became a little bit passive-aggressive. They're going to be giving you the impression as if like they have one foot in and one foot out, that they are disinterested in talking about, how to compromise and what to do about this relationship and all of those stuff. And that's also one of the reasons why you guys are kind of like threading on eggshells, tiptoeing around the subject that still is unfinished. This person is going to give you the impression as if like they're a little bit indifferent or unbothered or disinterested. You'd see them occupying themselves like a lot more than usually. And why is that? It's because them especially, and you're also though, like you guys are tiptoeing around the subject that needs to be discussed, if that makes sense. So, future. This is kind of like quite similar to the Taurus reading, I feel, where the other party, because they are unable to talk, they're unable to communicate, they're unable to verbalize what they want, what their desires, and what, which part of them that hurts. So they resort to a little bit sabotaging the relationship to get a reaction out of you, if that makes sense. Because when you guys react, it shows them that you still care And that's why they feel happy in the future, because you guys are going to be reacting. You're going to break. You're going to break from, tiptoeing the subject. You're going to break, like you're going to be calling them out on that. Like, why are you acting funny right now? I'm done acting awkward around you. You're kind of like acting funny right now. So you're going to lose your patience. You are going to lose your patience. And then you're going to be calling them out on that. And then I feel that you're also going to be bringing sore subject or sour subject from the past that they've done. Something that you never really mentioned towards them, that it kind of like bothered you. But I feel that you guys are going to be doing that. The funny thing is that when you guys break, when you guys react, when you guys became colder, when you guys then starting to plant your feet and then become colder with them a little bit and play into their game, it's the moment where this person feels very, very happy. It's like, yep, Virgo still cares. So when you guys actually giving them some space, spacing out, and then play into their games of like either silent treatment or passive aggressions, or completely break and confronting them, they're then going to see you as somebody who is attractive, somebody who is, wow, like this is interesting, this is like a new thing, like a new adventure that we should do, a new mountain that I should conquer, or a new mountain that I should explore. Funny, isn't it? And then your partner, especially if you guys are dealing with one person, is going to equate you guys breaking or giving them the reactions that they wanted as you being emotionally vulnerable to them. You're going to get pissed off so bad, but then they're going to be very happy that you're pissed off. They're going to get so pissed off when you're going to get so pissed off, and they're going to be so happy that you're pissed off. Careful of saying things that you don't mean, or saying things that you cannot take back in the future, especially if you still want this person, because I see you guys have a tendency to do that. I see you guys have a tendency to being super duper harsh with your words, and I know how harsh Virgo words could be. All right, so now let's move on to the pick a card reading. Okay, so I have 4 piles of cards with me now. This is pile number 1, 2, 3, and 4. Again, this is pile number 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm going to give you guys 20 seconds of full silence so that you guys can concentrate. 1 pile of cards for 1 person. You can ask about how many people as you want, but 1 pile of cards for 1 person, okay? Let's go. Okay, so for those of you who chose pile number 1, it's pretty simple actually. First, they idolize you. They feel that you're the greatest person on earth. They start to imagine and fantasize things about you. They feel that, wow, like I've met my equal this time. I think, Virgo is the one for me. I think with Virgo, I could build something with them. Like, oh, wow, they're amazing, blah, 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 blah. Right? Idolizing, fantasizing, imagining, start to love bomb you and everything like that. And then once you fell into that trap of love bomb, once you get into that whirlwind, they get bored, or maybe you start to give them like a little bit of a problem, just a slight little bit of a problem into the relationship that makes them feel a little bit uncomfortable. And then, well, they became angry. They're like the emperor, like, how dare you? And plus, the supply of and attention that you've given them during this initial phase was enough to build up their self-esteem anyway. So they were like the emperor, like, how dare you? Don't you know that I bring so much to the table? That's the Page of Pentacles ways of thinking. Don't you know that I bring so much to the table? I have this, I have that, I bring this to the table, I bring that to the table. And they would overthink it a lot. And then here comes the gaslighting. Here comes the devaluing stage. And after that devaluing stage, and there goes the discard. This is a typical cycle of a narcissistic abuse or a fearful avoidant type of relationship. Because it has a tendency to come here and then also go away. Come here, go away. You're dealing with somebody who really think that they're the greatest person on earth. People's acceptance, people's recognitions of them means the world to them. And I feel that they are capable of getting that from either their workplace or from their parents or from their family, from their community and everything like that. They care a lot about these people's acceptance. I notice, with people like this, they have a tendency to keep on repeating stories about whenever they help other people, and then the other people was like thanking them tremendously or being grateful to them. They like to tell stories or tell tales of their success or their kindness. But real kind people will never ever boast about that, don't you think? So if you're wondering if this is a positive or a negative pick card reading, obviously this is a negative pick card reading. Regardless of in which phase you are in right now. Let's say you're in this phase. Let's say you guys are still in that idolizing phase, that love bombing phase, where they still believe that, wow, you're amazing, Virgo, and da 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 da. It doesn't negate the fact that there's still this 3 cards right here. Manage your expectations with this person, Virgo, especially if you're still in here. Don't get yourself being too caught up in that whirlwind of emotions. Because the only thing that is going to make you stay in this relationship is that when you guys start going through this phase of devaluing, gaslighting, mental manipulations, abuse, whether it be emotional, mental, or physical abuse or whatever that is, the only thing that makes you want to go through this is because you would want to repeat the beginning phase of the relationship with the honeymoon phase. I'm not going to even say the honeymoon phase, the love bombing phase of the relationship. If you guys are in a discarding phase, meaning that this person has disappeared, or you guys are in a period of no contact, look back to your latest interactions. Okay, did you call them out? Did you show your strength? Or were you still showing some green lights towards them? Because whether this person is going to come back to you or not, it really does depend on that. If they think that you guys are weak, if they think that you guys don't have boundaries, this person is obviously going to hoover back into your life. But if they see you guys are being strong and then smart, psychology, you're not in for, mind games and all of those stuff, they won't dare. Beneath this hubris, beneath this self-inflated ego lies a very insecure person, and they're afraid that you guys are to be calling them out on that's going to make them face those insecurities. They won't do it. So if you're in that discard phase, like rewind back to your last interactions with that person and how was it like and what did you show them. Because if you show them that you guys are strong, you guys are smart, you know, you won't play into this anymore and everything like that, guarantee you this person is not coming back. But if you are still, you know, desperate for this honeymoon phase or the love bombing phase to exist again, to happen again into your life, then there is a huge possibility that this person is returning to hoover back into your life. Okay, they're probably going to be doing some little bit of a nice things towards you, and then you give in towards them again, and then they're going to be a shitty ass person again. The cycle continues over and over again, and I'm sad to say that you're not the only person that they've treated like this. They've treated people like this before too. Okay, and unless they go through a therapy or sessions, or they have the willingness to change, then, well, they won't change. Right, so now let's move on to those of you who chose pile number 2. What is wrong with this Virgo pick a card reading? Well, it's pretty much similar than it's pretty much similar than how it was with pile number 1. Like, you have a taking energy. You have a taking energy here. This person has not been honest with you, Virgo. Although they expect 100% honesty from you. So this is a double standard pile of cards. I think they either been disappointed by their caregivers or they've been disappointed by their exes or whatever that is. It's making them so hard to trust other people. Make sure that the name that they've given you is their real name. Because there's something here that they're hiding. And it's not just about like whether they're dealing with other people or anything like that. No. There are other things, other important basic things about them. So it's either their name, their address, their childhood stories, their family, or maybe their work is a lie. Or maybe the sob stories that they tell you is a lie. So, Page of Swords is very intelligent, right? And they have this empathy. Empathy, a cognitive empathy, not an affective empathy. They have this cognitive empathy. They are very, very attentive to details. They know what makes other people tick. They know, how other people's emotions are and everything like that. They know these things. So they studied you. They tried to study and learn where your weaknesses are. Okay? For some of you, it might be sex. So they offer you like a great sex. Or they offer you with the best love languages that you could ever get. So if you're like a physical touch type of person, they're going to bombard you with this physical touch. Every time you guys are doing good things for them, they're going to be rewarding you with these active services, or maybe like gifting you with a ton of things. Why? Devil, okay? That's how they got into you. That's how they kind of like make you addicted. But what is the whole intentions of wanting to make you addicted? Well, because they like the attention that you guys are giving them. They know that you guys are the real empath. This person knows empathy, but they only knows empathy on a cognitive level. You guys know empathy on an affective level. They know that you guys are able to provide them with an unconditional love. They know that you guys are very, very forgiving. They know that you guys could give something to them. But there is something that they're hiding from you, Virgo. Like it's not just like they have a third-party situations and blah, 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 blah. That's okay. That's on the second layer. We're talking about the first layer here, about their identity. There's something that they're hiding from you. Obviously, this is a negative big card reading, okay? Pile number 3. Right, so at least it's better than the other two. But this one, the connections that both of you shares scares them because it's very deep. Death is Scorpio, so it's 8th house ruled, right? And Scorpio are known for its depth. The thing about 8th house is that we need to let go of our controls of others to other people, because 8 is when the sun is going to set to the 7th house, right? It means that the sun has to give up the power, and it's sometimes hard for other people to do that. There's something very primal with your connections as well. Like they're obsessed. They're obsessed. But with this type of 8th house connections, there's like also like a lot of fears. If that person or the person that I'm entrusting my vulnerable side towards is as into me as much as I am into them. Things got weird between the both of you, and I feel that you got hurt and they also feel that they got hurt. Things got weird. Both parties got hurt. You probably are going to be protesting about it, but they got hurt, Virgo. So, you might be in a period of no contact right now, or this person might be distancing themselves, detaching themselves away from the situations. And why is that so? It's because they're so fearful. Like the connections between you and them illuminates the side of them that hurts. A side of them that they're so fearful to confront. They, even though probably, they usually are a carefree person and everything like that, with you, they became highly, highly anxious, up to the point that they need a certain type of reassurance to know that it's safe to be with you. This is very deep. It's a very deep connection, but it just got weird because both parties got hurt. You're blaming them, they're blaming you. You feel that they wronged you, you feel that they hurt you. They also feel the same way. Now they're detaching themselves away from the situations because they're so fearful to do it again. They're probably going to have their weapons up right now. Or becoming like 100% even more avoidant than before. Will they do anything about you? I don't think so. It's a Knight of Pentacles. It's a non-moving knight. But they still do have an unwavering devotion and loyalty towards you. But again, because they became so anxious with you, they need like a reassurance or a guarantee that it's safe for them to do something to you again. Because it's just scary. Like some people can't deal with this. Look, I have a Cancer stellium and I have Mars in Scorpio, and this thing is so scary to me too. I've had this type of connection with somebody too. So kind of like depends on what you want. By the way, this is not a negative one. This is actually a positive one because both of you are in each other's side for a purpose. So depending on what you want out of this relationship, if you want to make this work in this relationship, I feel that you need to give them like a little bit of a green light, or you need to be like a little bit more active, or you need to be the first person who kind of like comes to them and talk to them. You need to sit down one-on-one with them to hash everything out from zero. And I think it's probably going to take 1 whole month for you to be able to trust them and for them to be able to trust you, to be more vulnerable towards you. Because it's just scary. Pile number 4. God, that startled me. Pile number 4. What shall I say, Virgo? The thing is that this connections between you and them might feel like out of this world because there is a sense of familiarity between the both of you. This person is able to make your inner child happy, and you certainly, definitely made their inner child happy as well. But the thing is that this person has other priorities in their life, and the way that they live their life is kind of like quite different than if they were to be giving it up for you. Okay? This person is very either materialistic or they really, really care about other people's acceptance. They're the type of people who like to pretend. The Nine of Pentacles usually is a good card, but like in this particular deck of mine, it's not really a good card because everything is just a facade. Everything is just a mask. Everything is just a play. Okay? I don't feel like this person is as good as they would be portraying themselves to be. So, for instance, if this person is portraying themselves to be like a perfect, like a successful person, and then I don't think they're that successful. They just crave other people's attention, but they're stressful on the inside. Okay, because as you can see here in the back of her, it's pretty dry, right? All of the fancy thing, the joyful things that money can offer to this person, and all the acceptance that comes with it, is only able to sustain them for one day, and then they need it again on the other day. They need it again on the other day. Like they crave other people to see them as this way. So in love and relationship, they're pretty detached. They're like the high priestess. They would never ever show the whole card. They would never ever show you their whole intention. And they like to overthink it a lot. Could they be spiritual? They could. They have this spiritual tendency in them, but I feel that seeing their priorities are, I feel that they're going to be choosing this over their spiritual nature. Because this person has a talent, or this person has the ability to be a lot more stoic and a lot more spiritual, a lot more of a nicer person, a lot more fake, a lot less fake, but they choose not to. It would take a power of Saturn to make this person change. So if you're dealing with like an Aquarius, this person could change. Pisces maybe 2 years again, but it will take a power of Saturn to really change the mindset of this person to be less of this and more of this. So if you're dealing with an Aquarius, maybe it's going to happen soon, like Aquarius, Taurus, Scorpio, or Leo. Like maybe it's going to happen soon. The fact that they're going to be leaving this old ways behind, and then it starts to be much more spiritual, starts to want to connect, start to want to embrace the positive side of theirs. But any other sign for that matters, it's quite difficult, especially if you're dealing with Pisces, Sagittarius, Virgo, and Gemini. Was going to take 2 more years, or maybe 3. All right. So I think that is it for my reading for you, Virgo. I hope that you find tons and tons of clarity you've been looking for. And I'll see you this week, actually, for your bi-weekly reading. All right, bye-bye, guys. Have a great day. I love you.